It's so weird being in here when it's quiet. There's no babies crying. I'm just gonna soak it up for a minute. Pumpkin cold brew. 'Tis the season, best time of year. You cannot even tell me anything different. What's up? Welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, hey, my name is Courtney Capano. So happy to have you. And as you can see by the title, this is a newborn essentials haul. And so I am going to go through all of my favorite items that I used through my newborn phase. And if you are new and you don't know, I recently had twin baby girls and I had them 3 months ago now, which is crazy. So I have tried out a ton of items. I've used everything that I received from my registry, and I'm excited to just tell you all the things that I really loved and all the things that I did not love, because if you are a new mom or you're pregnant, you definitely know, or you are realizing that there are so many options out there and you are marketed so many different things that companies tell you you need for your newborn, and it's really, really hard and really exhausting to try to figure out what is going to be best for you. So I will caveat this video with saying you are going to realize that some things that you buy are just not best for you and your baby, or babies in my case. But if you do your research and you really think through what will probably work for you, you should do well. Talk to other mothers, watch videos like this, and saturate yourself in a lot of information, and then decide what items to get. And also, it's trial and error. There are always going to be things that don't work for you, and that's totally fine. You can always donate or give back the items that you don't use. But anyways, let's get into the video. Most items that I'm going to talk about in this video I love and I would recommend, and it is a long list. The list of things that I would not recommend is really short. So just an FYI, that's how this video is going to go. And I am going to have everything linked down below. All of the things that I recommend, the things that I don't recommend, they're going to be down below just for you to check out if you'd like. And for the layout of this video, I am not going to run around my house and get all of the items that I'm talking about here and show you, because when you have babies, especially 2 babies, you have a system in your home, and I need to leave all of these items where they belong so that I don't corrupt my system. However, I am going to plop up pictures of each item on the screen so that you can see the item. Okay, enough babbling, let's get into it. That is why you're here, right? I usually only get a few minutes a day to myself, and this is how I'm spending it. So cheers, grab a cup of coffee, have it with me, let's hang out. So number 1 on my list is the Love Every Play Gym, and what goes with the Play Gym is the Love Every Play Kit subscription. And I can't even tell you how much I absolutely love this gym. I'm going to insert some videos and clips so that you can see what I'm talking about. This is the best for newborns, and then it's the best for your child at all stages going forward. So Love Every provides stage-based play essentials for little ones aged 0 through 4. So this is not just the newborn essentials. If you subscribe through their Play Kit subscription, it is through 4 years of age, which is just so incredible. Through the subscription, you'll be sent a kit of new playthings every 2 to 3 months, and all these things are designed specifically for your child's age. So I love it. Right now, Sienna and Ren are playing and having so much fun with the newborn Play Kit. All of their products are designed by a team of experts to make sure their playthings are exactly what you and your little one needs and loves at just the right time. So getting started with a Love Every subscription is super easy. You just enter your child's birth date, pick your starting play kit, then choose your subscription plan. That's it. Enjoy watching your child engage with stage-appropriate kits suitable for their age. It's so fun. I am obsessed with this gym. Every single morning as part of our routine, we wake up, we feed the girls, and we play in the Love Every gym, and they love it. For the newborn, like 0 to 12 kit, there's a lot of like visual stimulation cards and little trinkets that they can kind of play with and get stimulated by, and it's just been so incredible to watch them develop and to see them really progress using the things in this kit. So I've heard such incredible things about the kits up until the babies are 4 years old. My girls love Every, and I think that your child will too, so definitely check them out down below. I am going to have them linked so that you can shop, check it out, read. Again, do your research. I can only speak so highly of all these things. You have to do your own research to see if certain items are going to be best for you, but I really don't see how Love Every is not great for for a child. I've seen such great reviews, and in my own experience, my girls love it, and my husband and I love it too. It's so fun to just watch them play and learn while they're playing. Okay, and then number 2 on my list is Silverette Cups. So I will also mention that some of the items in my newborn essentials list here are not just for your baby, they are also for mom or for mom and dad, because newborn essentials involve the parents. For me, these Silverette Cups were extremely essential, and this is only applicable to you if you are breastfeeding your baby. So I am breastfeeding my girls, and I discovered Silverette Cups because one of my subscribers, thank you, commented on a video and recommended them. And essentially they are these little silver discs that are meant to go over your nipples and protect them and like nurture them in between nursing or pumping sessions. And it's the healing properties of silver, the natural properties that soothe your nipples, prevent cracks, heal them, and they just feel really good. They're nice and cool, and if you've ever breastfed, you know that that's important. And it blocks your clothes from touching your nipples, so especially during the newborn phase when you are newly breastfeeding, I can't recommend these enough. What is next? Okay, next. So this is also if you are a breastfeeding mom. I swear a lot of my products are not around breastfeeding, but just these 2 are. The next one is a ice cube tray, and I've showed this in a recent vlog, but I'll also talk about it here because when you're breastfeeding, especially if you're exclusively pumping like I am, a lot of times you waste breast milk because you put too much in the bottle and your baby doesn't finish it, and the milk left over in the bottle goes bad. You can't repurpose that. And so what you can do is you can put the milk into these ice cube trays. It is perfect because it makes these little square ice cube blocks of breast milk that you can store in the freezer and take out whenever your baby has a rash or your baby has a cut. And you take the little cube and you rub it on their skin, and it's like a healing ointment. Breast milk heals everything. And I've loved using this tray because it makes me feel like I'm not wasting breast milk, and I'm able to heal my baby's, you know, wounds or issues with milk. And the next item is this head pillow. And this head pillow we purchased actually because our girls have really bad acid reflux and they're very spitty. And so at nighttime for a while we would put them down. Even after holding them up after feeding for a long time, we'd eventually lay them down and they would really spit up and they would just have bad reflux. And so keeping their head elevated just a tiny bit really helps. And you can only have their head elevated like up to I think 15 degrees or something like that in order to still engage in safe sleep. And so this pillow is perfect for that. And what's awesome too is it also has a little hole that you'll see in the image that I put up here, and it helps to prevent the baby bald spot that a lot of newborns get. It does help prevent that. And it helps prevent spitting up at night. Next is a Stroller Fan Clip. So I saw this all over like TikTok and Instagram and was influenced into buying it, and I'm so happy that I did because it is awesome. I mean, summer is coming to an end, but I think having this fan even for warmer days in the fall is just awesome. It goes right on our stroller. It wraps around really anything. Depending on what stroller you have, it'll probably work, and it perfectly just goes into where the girls are, and it keeps them cool. There's a lot of great settings. You can put it to whatever will work for you, and I just think it's a really great fan, and just the feature of it being able to wrap around anything is perfect. Next one is Soothie pacifiers. This is something that I found super overwhelming when I was doing my registry, and it is that there are so many different types of pacifiers, and I was really concerned about getting the wrong kind. So I took the approach of trying all different types of pacifiers, and I, funny enough, realized that my girls don't like most pacifiers, but they do like Soothie pacifiers, which are the kind that they give you in the hospital, at least at my hospital, and in the NICU they gave them Soothies. And so that's probably why they love those the most, because they just are used to them. And then next is Mommy Coffee. So I talked about this in a pregnancy must-haves video because when I was pregnant I drank Mommy Coffee, and now it's an awesome option, especially if you're breastfeeding, because Mommy Coffee is ground coffee, so you can use it in your coffee maker at home that has less caffeine than a normal bag of ground coffee. They have bags of half calf, bags of quarter calf coffee, and I found that it was really difficult to find ground coffee to make at home that wasn't either fully caffeinated or decaf. Like, there's not a lot of companies that create like half calf or quarter calf. So I love it for that reason, because when you're breastfeeding, you're not supposed to have a ton of coffee. I think that they're an awesome brand, you know, female owned and operated, so I'll link them down below. So the next item is puppy pads, and I can't tell you how grateful I am that I saw the TikTok or whatever it was that told me to try this out, because it has been great. So we have a really cute changing station in our nursery. It's a wicker basket with this nice little pad insert that gets dirty so often from bare booty cheeks all up on it while we're changing. And so we got puppy pads, just the little tiny version, the small puppy pads that you lay right onto the changing pad, and it prevents stains and it prevents you from having to change your pad constantly, and it just is really, really easy, and it makes sense. And you know, if we have like company, or if I just want the nursery to look really aesthetic, I'll take the pad off for a little bit, and you know, my changing pad still looks great, but for the most part there's always a puppy pad down, and it saves a lot of laundry. You do a lot of laundry as a new mom. Oh, so next is back to breastfeeding. It's lactation support liquid drops. So I did find that there are a lot of options out there for lactation support. There's cookies. My mother actually made me a really delicious lactation cookies. There's a lot of vitamins and pills and things that you can take to help with lactation support. And so for me, I had a great supply for a long time, but my girls are getting bigger and they're eating more and more and more, and they are out eating me. And so I'm trying my best to keep my supply up and keep it to where I need to be to feed them. And so I did a lot of research, and there are a lot of like vitamin and pill form lactation support options, but I read that using liquid drops is a little bit more effective and it can get into your system quicker. And so who knows if that's true for everybody, but for me, I have been using this option that I'm going to link down below, and it has worked so much. I've seen my supply go up. It took like 2 weeks for it to really kick in, maybe 1 to 2 weeks. But I feel like my supply has really gone up and it's been really maintained. So I definitely recommend these drops. Next is a Hatch sound machine. It's awesome because it has a feature that allows you to link the Hatch to your phone through like Wi-Fi. So if you are in the other room and your baby's sleeping in the nursery and you realize you didn't put on the sound machine, and for us, the sound machine really helps our daughters stay asleep, so I can turn it on from my phone. I don't have to go in and risk waking them up. I really like that option. You can adjust the sound and the brightness because it does have a light feature to it too, all from your phone, and I really do like that. And then another item is also a sound machine, and I've talked about this item plenty of times, but it's like this yoga sound, like portable sound machine, and I used it before I was pregnant or a mother because I like having sound on when I sleep, and it's just this little circle ball speaker thing, and it has great sound options. I like the white noise, like fan sound. It's just super portable, so when you travel, it's great and it works really well. Next is an air purifier, and this is something that I did not have in my home before being a mom. I guess I just didn't realize until I had children that it's so important to have the air in your home be so clean. The more research that I've done, you know, the inside of your home can be like dirtier than outside as far as the air quality goes, because it's a more confined space. You bring in toxins through like your shoes and your clothes from the outdoors inside, and it's really crazy. So having clean air in your house is actually really important. I use Medify Air. I have this portable air purifier that cleans a room in 30 minutes. So throughout the day, Jonathan and I just move the air purifier to different rooms in the home. It cleans the air, it frees the air of like toxic particles, bacteria, chemicals, all this stuff, and I really like it. There's a ton of air purifiers out there, but Medify Air I've really liked. The next item is actually a clothing item, and I'm not going to talk about all the different clothing pieces that I registered for because I think that's very unique to each mom, each baby. Like, You pick whatever style of clothing you want. And the reason that I'm going to just mention this one item is because it's super convenient. So I don't know if we would have even discovered this type of clothing if it wasn't for our stay in the NICU, but a lot of the NICU nurses really recommended for newborns purchasing kimono style onesies that just button and snap in the front, because babies are really little when they're born and they don't have head support, and it can be really hard to change them and put like a onesie over their head. And so kimono style onesies are awesome because they're super easy. You don't have to put anything over their head, and they just like go on while they're laying down and snap on easily. So H&M has my favorite types of kimonos. So I'm gonna link the like 5-pack down below that we purchased and we used so much. Next is the Frida rinser. So as you can see on the screen, it's just like a pitcher that is used during tubby time. And I really like it because you fill it up easily in whatever tub style or type that you use. And it has like a waterfall feature, so you don't have to just like dump water onto the babe to clean them. It has like filtered like holes so that it's more of like a shower, and it's lighter, and our girls love it so much. It's like nice and relaxing on their skin, and I just really like this rinser. We use it every time we bathe them. Next is Muslin Sheets. So as you can see behind me here, we have the image that I'll put up on the screen. They're from Target. It's my favorite type of sheets. We have them in a variety of colors and prints, and they work really, really well. They clean really well. We have to clean our sheets very often, and I just think the quality of these for the price are really good. So next is Daggy Diaper Cream, and I feel like this is a pretty obvious one. Obviously, when you have a newborn, you should know that you need to use diaper cream for rashes. But the reason that I'm going to put this in my newborn essentials is because something that our NICU nurses told us to do is to put on Daggy like every single time you change the baby, even if they don't have a diaper rash, because it's really preventative. Just while they're this little, they're so susceptible to getting rashes that if you just put it on a little bit when you change the baby, it really prevents rashes. So it's something that I recommend, and I probably wouldn't have known if it wasn't for the NICU. You also can use like baby Vaseline. We use that alternating with the Daggy, and it's just as good, and it's a little bit less like thick, and it works really well. Next is the Frida Baby 3-in-1 picker. And so I saw a meme about this, so I know I'm not the only mom that gets so much satisfaction when you get a booger out of your baby's nose. And it's so tempting to just like stick your finger in and like get it out while you're feeding them or looking at them, but that's not good, and it makes them cry usually because they get irritated so easily. So this 3-in-1 picker is great because it's like soft for them, and it easily just like goes in, gets the booger out. It's great. It also is meant for like their ears and their nails, like getting gunk out of their nails too. So it's just a multi-purpose tool, and I really like it. Next is drawer organizers. I showed these in my nursery video that I can link up here. That video shows a lot of things that I use every day with my newborns. I organized my drawers very well before the girls arrived, and I fully expected to not keep them so organized, but our drawers still look great, and I think it is in large part due to these organizers. Then the Haka nail trimmer. So we use this every other day. I don't know if it's just our girls or if it's all newborns, but their nails grow so fast, and we are cutting them every other day, because if we don't, they scratch themselves or they scratch Jonathan and I, and it's not fun for anyone. So this nail trimmer is great because it's super gentle. It's not like a typical nail filer or nail clipper. It just is this like material that very softly and gently files down your baby's nails, and it is electric, so it does have some power behind it, but it doesn't hurt them at all. It's super gentle, which I really like. I don't know if there are other options out there that are not as gentle, but it's kind of like a nerve-wracking thing to do, cutting your baby's nails, so it's nice that these are very gentle. And then Thanks Period Panties. So again, not just about the newborns, it's about the moms too out there. And during the newborn phase, you are recovering from your delivery, whether it was a C-section or vaginal birth. You will have things coming out of the China pot, and it is so nice to have Thanks panties because they go on and they hold up to like, I don't know, a full day's worth of like your period, I think, or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but it holds a lot. And so you can just kind of throw it on and not think about having to change a pad every few hours. And as a new mom with newborns, you don't have time to always think about what's going on with you, so it's nice. I've really loved my Thanks panties through the newborn period. Next, this applies to all moms, whether you are breastfeeding or formula feeding, and it is a bottle cleaning brush. So we can all agree, if you have babies already, that all we do is clean bottles. For me, cleaning pump parts, and it's just a lot. And so a bottle cleaning brush is really important because it gets into the bottles really easily. It saves time, and this one is great that I'm gonna link. It's pretty self-explanatory. I just really recommend this one. Next are breast milk storage bags. So I use the Medela bags, and I've really liked using them. We also, once we have a few bags in the fridge, we combine the bags into a big like jar, and I recommend that too. I don't even know, I think we got our jars that we use from the hospital, so I don't even think I have a link to that, but I will link the Medela bags. And then you can just like look up like jars for breast milk storage, plastic bottles to store them in. It's just a little bit easier to pour from like a jar or a bottle into your baby bottles than the bag. But for storage purposes, especially if you're freezing your breast milk, the Medela storage bags are awesome. Then next is our diaper pail. I honestly don't know, like I can't compare this to anything because I have never used another diaper pail. I will say that we are like emptying our diaper pail once a day, if not like maybe once every other day. Obviously with twins, like that's to be expected, but I kind of wish it would like compress a little bit better. I don't think we got like a crazy expensive one, so maybe the more pricey ones will do a better job at like compressing. That all being said, the diaper pail that we have doesn't smell, like the nursery never smells bad, knock on wood. So I think all things considered, that's probably most important. Next is a bathtub. So we absolutely love this tub. It's perfect because it's meant to grow with your baby. So it's perfect for the newborn stage through, I mean, I would venture to say like a year old, it looks like, if not bigger or longer. It works great with newborns. Our girls were so small and I still felt like they were really secure in this tub. And as they're getting older, it grows with them. There's kind of different settings you can, you know, use to change the tub so that it fits the size of your baby. So I really love this tub. It's perfect if you don't have a bathtub at your home. I know a lot of people bathe their babies in the sink, but I feel like that can get like dirty and you have to really sanitize your sink every time if you're bathing your baby in it, obviously. So it's nice to have this separate tub. And then speaking of bath time, we use the Ducky bath thermometer. And I love it because it's a little ducky and it makes me happy to look at, and it's just an awesome little thermometer that we just plop into the tub with the girls, and it tells us the perfect temperature that we need to get to for bath time, and it beeps once it's there. And so I just think it's cute and it's super functional. Then the Snuggle Me Loungers. So this is definitely something that I wanted to talk about in this video because you see all over the internet the dkMOTs that like everyone has, and they are really expensive. And so I chose not to register for dkMOTs because they're expensive and we need 2 of them. So I thought that was just crazy. I was not going to have someone pay that price. But Target has these Snuggle Me's, and I think you can get them other places too, but they're just as good as the dkMOTs in my opinion. I think they're pretty much the same thing, and they wash really well. We have to wash ours very often because the girls spit up while they're in them often, and they wash really well. There's like directions on the tag for how to wash them. So they're great. The girls sleep so well in them. During the day they do naps. You're not supposed to have them sleep in them at nighttime. It's like this big pillow that they get to sleep in and nap in and chill in, and it's great. So highly recommend the Snuggle Me's if you are not looking to spend a pretty penny on the dkMOT. Next is the baby Bajorn bouncers. So our daughters just recently became big enough to be in the bouncers. They have to be like 8 or 9 pounds to sit properly in them. They love the bouncers. We put them in these in the mornings for a little morning dance party because they bounce up and down, so we'll play music, and they just love it. And it's so easy because there's different settings, so they can lay really far down, so it's more of like a nap time thing, or you can prop it up and they're like sitting and active. And the kind that we got comes with these little, like a bar over the front of it with like these little toys and gadgets they can play with. So I really like this chair for our girls. I will say that it is an expensive find, and I'm sure there's other options out there that are very similar, but I would venture to say that these are worth it because our daughters are pretty much calm and chill when they're in these bouncers, and you can't really put a price on that. Next is the Boppy Pillows. So to be honest, I thought that we were going to use these more for feeding, like bottle feeding the girls, wrapping it around our waist and kind of propping them into the pillow, but it's not comfortable or functional like that. However, I still recommend this because as your newborns get older, they can sit in the center of the pillow and be propped up. So maybe it's not great for a newborn essential, but I still think it's a great purchase and registry item for your baby as they get a little bit bigger and they start to get like head support. It's a good activity to put them into the pillow to help them learn to like sit up and be more interactive with you. So I don't know, we're using it more and more, but I definitely didn't love it for like bottle feeding or even breastfeeding when I was trying that at first, like nursing the baby. I didn't really love the Boppy positioning. I found myself using my own pillows instead. So to each their own. I've heard mothers love the Boppy for breastfeeding. So a pillow can work just fine for you, but it is fun for them as they get a little bit older and bigger. Then the next two items that I absolutely recommend are like baby carriers, and the first is the Solly Baby Wrap, and this, as you can see in the image up here, is a wrap that you actually have to like create yourself. It kind of is just stored as this one big long piece of fabric, and there are a ton of YouTube videos that quickly show you how to use the wrap. It's super easy once you figure it out. And these are awesome for newborns because they help the baby to feel like they're back in your belly. And men and dads can use this too. It still just gives them that same feeling of being cozy and protected and close to their parent. And so I absolutely love this wrap. Typically later in the afternoons when the girls start getting really fussy, I'll put them in the wrap and I'll walk around our backyard and they settle and sleep immediately. It's been wonderful. It is something that is not super secure, so they don't recommend like going for walks with the babies in the carriers, like around your neighborhood. Being outside of your home really for extended periods of time with them in the wrap is just not like recommended. It's more for an in-home nurturing type of carrier. But that brings me to the next item, which is the baby Bajorn carrier. Much more sturdy. It is meant for walking your baby, being outside your home, doing activities. It's an awesome carrier and it's super secure. I will say that the girls definitely took to the Solly wrap a little bit better than the baby Bajorn wrap because it's a little bit, again, sturdier and not as like cozy, but it still is super comfortable, and once the girls got used to them, they loved the Bajorn carrier. A few more items here. The next is my diaper bag. I am obsessed with this bag. I wanted a diaper bag that was cute. I'll be the first to admit it. If I am going to be a mom lugging around diapers and booty cream and all the things, I want to be cute while I do it. And so I wanted something that kind of fit my vibe, and I wanted something really high quality and really functional. And this Daggy Dover bag is all of those things. I bring it with me everywhere when we go for walks, when we run errands. I'm always carrying this bag. Super functional and really comfortable on my shoulder. That was important too. It's a really great brand. I've heard good things about it and I really love the diaper bag. And then next is our stroller. So we did register for the UPPAbaby Vista stroller because it's the UPPAbaby. I've heard really great things about it. I honestly didn't plan to get such an expensive stroller, but then we found out we were having twins and I thought that it was a great investment. We have two babies that we're lugging around. I want a stroller that is like the best of the best, that's super functional. I will say that I went back and forth a lot. This is like twin specific, but I went back and forth a lot around, you know, the stroller dynamic. Did I want the girls to be like one on top of the other or next to each other? And I felt like it made more sense for the girls to be one on top of the other because I felt like that would be easier to maneuver and push, because when they're side by side, you can't get through certain doorways. I just had heard different things. But now that I have this one, I almost wish we did have a stroller where they were next to each other, just because it's easier to like see them both at the same time, easier to get the pieces in and out of the stroller. But they're still small and I might worry less once they're a little bit bigger and love the stroller more. But that's my only like qualm with the UPPAbaby. Overall, I just really recommend this stroller. Then next is Muslin Swaddles. So there are a lot of swaddle options when you are shopping around for your baby, and we've tried out a ton of different ones. I think muslin swaddle blankets are always an easy go-to because you can kind of swaddle them any way that you want. There is like the perfect swaddle that everyone tells you and shows you to do with blanket swaddles, but really as long as you just wrap your baby up securely, it's fine. I am going to link the halo swaddles that we use down below. So every night we have the girls in the fleece halo swaddles and they love it. It is like the best of the best. We actually don't swaddle their arms down, we keep their arms out. I think a lot of parents are told that you need to have your baby fully swaddled in for them to sleep securely, but really some babies want their arms out and it's more comforting for them to be able to soothe themselves by touching their neck and face. So that's how we swaddle our babies at night, and these swaddles are the best. Other than that, I don't really have any swaddles that I have loved. I have tried a few and they are going to be in my do not use section, but those two that I mentioned are really the ones that we use most often. And then a humidifier, so similar to the air purifier, we also have a humidifier, and it's just really good for babies. I read that humidifiers can help prevent SIDS, just the health of your newborns can be enhanced by a humidifier. So look into it if it's something you want. The one that I have down below is perfect. We really like it. Definitely expensive. You can get like cheap humidifiers on Amazon. We actually have a cheap one in our bedroom that works great, but for the nursery we wanted a really good one. So I recommend this one. Next is my nursing chair. So it is the Baby Leto Tuba extra wide glider chair. I've had so many of you ask me about it because I've shown it in previous videos, previous vlogs. It's awesome. It is really big, so if you have a tiny nursery, it might not be the best for you. And it is meant for twin moms because it is extra wide, but I typically am only holding one baby at a time, and I think it's a perfect size for just one baby. I wouldn't want to be really confined. And I love that it's a glider, so it does not recline, but I actually like that because it's really comfortable. I have like a breastfeeding stool that I keep my feet on, and I feel like if I was to recline, it would cause me to fall asleep a lot, and I don't want to fall asleep when I'm holding my baby, so I like that it's very comfortable but not like something that would put me to sleep. As I mentioned when I talked about the puppy pads earlier, we use a changing basket to change our girls. I thought a changing basket was super cute in a nursery, and I like that a basket creates walls because we're changing our daughters on an elevated surface on our dresser, and if I didn't have walls I would be so afraid of them rolling or falling off. So I just love that the basket is really secure, and this one is so cute. I'm obsessed with it. So I'll link that down below, and then I'll also link the pad inside, like the insert that we use to lay them on when we're changing them. It's really soft, it's super like cozy looking, and it's kind of like a bohemian texture. I really like it. We have it in like a sand color, and I actually just ordered a second one to have a backup. And then, as I mentioned, our daughters sleep in our bedroom at nighttime in a bassinet. So we do have the like twin halo Bassanest bassinet. The Halo company also has a singleton bassinet. I heard such amazing things about the singleton one, and then I looked into the twin one and also heard great things, so we use that every night. And I'm not sure there's anything like to write home about with this bassinet as far as like features go. It just is great because it's big enough for two babies. It has a clear divider in the middle. It's like mesh, so the girls are safely sleeping separately, like they're not able to roll into each other, but they can still see and smell each other and be comforted by each other's presence. So I love that about the bassinet. It does have like a vibrating feature, a sound feature, but to be honest, everything, all of the features are really like low. Like you can't really hear any of the sounds. The vibrating feature barely vibrates. Sometimes we notice that it comforts them, but overall, like the features I don't think are really anything too crazy. But with twin stuff, you kind of just take what you can get, and the fact that it's big enough for both and they can still like be with each other is most important to me, so I still would recommend it. And lastly is just the mattress that we use in our cribs, and I love this mattress. I did a lot of research on what type of mattress I wanted for our babies because I want them to be comfortable and I want them to be safe. And this mattress has been tested in so many different ways for safety and SIDS prevention. It has like microfiber holes all throughout it, so if the baby is face down sleeping, which it shouldn't be, but if it is, it's safely breathing through the mattress. Like the mattress is really breathable, so that was really important to me. And also this is the only mattress that you can wash like in the shower. Like you literally just like get it wet, hot water, put some soap on it. I don't even know how exactly. It's been really great. The girls only nap in their cribs right now, but they sleep comfortably on it, so that's important. And yeah, that's the last item that I really recommend for the newborn phase. Now that being said, I want to go to my list of things that I don't recommend, and as I mentioned, it's a very short list, like just 4 items. And I'm really proud of that because again, I took a lot of time to research the items that I wanted to get for our girls, and pretty much everything we used, and we weren't wasteful. I don't feel like anything was a waste of money. Like I'm really happy with all of the things that I just mentioned. But there are just 4 quick things that I would recommend not getting. The first one is our bottle warmer. So I am really disappointed because the bottle warmer that we got had really great reviews and one of my best friends strongly recommended it to me, but it broke 3 different times. I actually recently reached out to the company and they just sent me 2 new bottle warmers like for free, and they are the most updated like version of their bottle warmers. So let's see if they work, but I'm gonna link the brand and everything down below. It's like the Cozy bottle warmer, and they were expensive. It's like an $80 bottle warmer or $70, and literally 3 different times we had to replace it. And so I just wouldn't recommend it. There are other options out there that are cheaper and work better, I'm sure. The next 2 items are Swaddles. It's like Swaddles for dummies. You essentially just plop the baby into this like material and then Velcro the material together. And I think it's just supposed to make swaddling easy for parents, but it actually made it more difficult because the Swaddles like didn't work, and our daughters would like squirm their way out of them. So I just wouldn't recommend these Swaddles. I think using like the traditional muslin style Swaddles are so much better. It might be a little bit harder, but you can at least securely wrap the girls into the swaddle. And then funny enough, the next swaddle that I would not recommend is a halo swaddle, except it's not the fleece version, it's this other type. It just like didn't work very well. I don't like that the zipper goes like from the bottom up, and it just is really light and didn't feel like it was really bundling them, in my opinion, like the muslin and the fleece does. So I just didn't like this swaddle, and I'm sure a lot of people do like it, but I wouldn't recommend it. Last is our baby monitor. So I actually don't hate our baby monitor, but my husband doesn't really love it, and he said that I should put it on this. And the reason that we don't love it is because it's just like overall not a great monitor, but it's great for twins. So I talked about this in previous videos. The monitor that we chose to get is like the Vava dual monitor, and it essentially is like a package that comes with 2 monitors, or 2 video cameras and like 1 monitor that can be split screen, so you can look at both girls at the same time. I liked it for that reason, and a lot of twin moms said it was great for that reason. But the quality of the video cameras are not great, and it doesn't link to your phone, so there's no Wi-Fi. Overall, it's just like not the best monitor. Jonathan was like, we have a dog camera for Dobby that works better than this. So I guess I just wouldn't recommend it. If you're a twin mom, there's not a lot of great options out there. You kind of have to either buy a monitor like we did that comes as a package with 2 cameras, or you have to buy 2 separate cameras that can really add up. So pick and choose what is best for you. That's enough of me chatting for today and in this video. That is my list, and again, I hope that it was helpful. I loved watching videos like this before I became a mother and had a newborn myself. 2 newborns, just to kind of hear from other moms on not only what worked for them, but why it worked for them. I think it's great to look online and find lists of things that moms recommend for your registry, but it's nice to really hear from someone on what worked and what didn't. Again, if you are a mother or a soon-to-be mother, congratulations on your new addition or additions, and thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please hit the like button and subscribe. Say what's up in the comments. You can turn on the little bell so you're notified when I post new videos, and I will see you in my next one. I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into you.